Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and I hope that everyone is doing good, and today I'll be giving a review of this Maxfactor Skin Improving Foundation. Yeah, the one that's been flooding your feed with Priyanka Chopra looking gorgeous as so if you want to know it all, then stay with me till the end of the video because I'll be telling you whether it's effective for acne prone skin or not, does it leave a dent on the pocket, and why it's not available everywhere in the world as yet. So stay with me till the end. But before we start, kindly hit the like and subscribe button to my channel if you haven't already to support me. And without further ado, let's get it started. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's take a quick trip down memory lane and learn a bit about Max Factor. So in Hollywood's golden era, Max Factor was the man behind the magic, creating makeup masterpieces. He was born in 1872 in Russia, Lodz, which is now part of Poland, and he was the official beautician and wig maker of the Russian imperial family, the Romanovs. But fast forward to 1904 when things took a drastic turn with attacks on Jews intensifying and Tsar Nicholas ordering pogroms. Max Factor fled with his family to USA to LA, which was closer to the budding film industry. As a man with a knack for sniffing out opportunity, he opened up a shop selling cosmetics and wigs for the stage actors who were starting to make it big in Hollywood. And as the film industry evolved from silent flicks to technicolor wonders, Max was right there leading the charge. He even invented the first makeup for the film, the flexible grease paint to give actors a more human look on the screen, ditching the heavy grease paint of the yore. And soon enough, the word spread like wildfire, and cast actors like Katharine Hepburn, Ava Gardner, and Joan Crawford were lining up to get a taste of Max magic. But Max did not stop there because he was just getting started. And in 1916, he introduced eyeshadow eyebrow pencils to the masses, making Hollywood glam accessible to everyday folks like you and me. By 1920, Max Factor had launched a full-blown cosmetic range, bringing society makeup to the masses, and he even invented the word makeup as we know of today. And he is rightly called the father of makeup because at the time he had everything: foundation, mascara, lip gloss, everything that you can think of now. But like as the saying goes, that all things, good things must come to an end. Max Factor passed away in 1938, leaving in charge his son Frank Factor, or Junior Max Factor. The company went public in the 60s, eventually, listing in the New York Stock Exchange, but corporate shuffles and family feuds led it to merge with Norton Simon in 1973. In 1986, Revlon came into the scene and acquired Max Factor for $500 million, but Revlon couldn't, turn the tide and sold it to P&G for $1.5 billion in 1991. P&G kept it for a long period of time, but they had enough of it by 2010 and they sold it to the Coty Group, who scooped up Max Factor for $12 billion in 2015. Coty Group gave the brand a fresh start in 2018 and relaunched it into the Asian markets primarily because Max Factor was taken off the shelf from the US markets by P&G, and that's the roller coaster ride of Max Factor, my friends. So now we know all about it, so let's get to the review of this foundation. Let's start. And here is the packaging of this foundation. You can see that how travel friendly it is because it's very light, plastic tube, and I have got the size 30 ml and the shade warm golden, 76 warm golden, yes. And it comes in a plastic cap, and here's the nozzle. So the nozzle is thin enough to ensure that you do not dispense more than it's necessary. I just wish that they would make the cap with the twist, so that it does not leak, because once I put it in bag and then I forgot to cap it tightly, and then it just came off in the bag. So it was very bad experience for me. But I guess if they would do it, then it would increase the cost. So yeah, it's fine packaging wise. And now let's have a look at its before having a look at its texture, let's do a fragrance test. So I cannot smell anything in it, though it's not written anywhere that it's a non-comedogenic foundation, but it does say that it is suitable for sensitive skin. I cannot find anywhere that it's fragrance free, but I cannot smell anything. I probably won't smell anything unless you are really sniffing around. So now let's have a look at its texture. So here it goes, the texture of this foundation. Oop, 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 oop. And you can see that how silky, smooth, and lightweight it is. It's literally blending like a dream. So it's really good, especially if you're looking for lightweight foundations, especially for daytime and you hate cakey makeup. As far as the coverage is concerned, I think it's more like a BB cream than a full coverage foundation. And even with two layers, I cannot get enough coverage. Uh, as far as the finish of whether it's a dewy finish or a matte finish, definitely it's a dewy finish. You can see the shine and the glow on my skin. So, so good. And now let's find out if it's good for acne prone skin or not. So you have seen that how hydrating this foundation is, but for people with acne prone skin, we have to consider a lot of factors when choosing a foundation. Does it cover the blemishes and the acne marks? Is it good for our skin in the long run or not? So in my opinion, it's a good foundation if you have dry skin because it's pretty hydrating, but for acne prone skin, it might clog those pores due to the ingredients in it, and I'll tell you later on the ingredients of this foundation. But for now, because it's a lightweight foundation and even with two coverages it does not offer full coverage to me. So definitely if you are using this foundation, then you would need to color correct and you need to put some concealer underneath. But if you're okay with using a foundation just like that and having skin like feel, then definitely go for it. You can just see still how shiny it has made my skin. Look here, the difference, and here you can see the difference, right? And I put a good amount of foundation, and even then there were certain spots on my skin which are quite visible. So yeah, you can just see what I mean by that. But as far as hydration is concerned, I literally swear by it. It's one of the most hydrating foundation that I've ever encountered in my life yet. So now let's have a look at its ingredients and find out why I said it's not a good foundation for acne prone skin. And now let's address the elephant in the room, the controversial ingredients in this foundation, which are quite many. So first, it contains the PPEG compounds, which are basically used as emulsifiers and surfactants in the skincare and cosmetics. But there are potential concerns with its contamination with carcinogens like ethylene oxide. Then it has mica in it, and you can see by the shimmer and glow on my skin, it's shining due to mica. But again, although mica is safe to use in cosmetics, but again there are some concerns regarding its contamination with lead. And then it has urea, which is already found on our skin, but when it's synthetically produced, then it might cause allergic reaction in some people. So that's why I said that it's not a good foundation for acne prone and sensitive skin due to the ingredients that may cause allergic reactions. But what's more concerning for me that the foundation says that it has SPF 30 plus, and they have chosen to use the chemical sunscreen ingredients in it, the usual avobenzone, homosalate, octocrylene, and one is a potential endocrine disruptor, other just degrades in sunlight and get assimilated into your bloodstream, and almost all of them they cause allergic reactions to sensitive skin. But then it depends for how long you're using these ingredients on your skin. So overall, for sensitive skin, for acne prone skin, it's not good foundation. So how to apply Max Factor Miracle Pure Skin Improving Foundation? So when it comes to applying this stuff, I'm all about using my fingers because it saves products and money. Frugal queen over here. So yeah, do it like that. And also it gives killer coverage right off the bat. Then I usually grab my beauty blender, a damn beauty blender, and make sure you have squeezed all the water out of it, and then just blend it all. But if you have acne prone skin, you have skin discoloration, acne marks on your face, then it's better to color correct and use a concealer before using this foundation, because it has a very thin BB cream like coverage. But after you are done with the foundation, I saw it gives such a beautiful flawless finish, and also it shines due to mica. And yes, there's a pro tip from me that if you are in a hurry, then you can use this foundation and then use some dark compact or a bronzer on top of it, especially if you have brown skin like me, and would look really flawless. And yes, price wise, it's on the medium tier, especially if you compare it with foundations from L'Oreal and maybe Lean. It's quite affordable, and if you are smart enough to get it on sale and discount, then it would also, cost a little bit cheaper. But one thing that I have observed is that the retailers, especially, they are keeping quite a margin with themselves. So I just hope that they pass it on to the consumers and Max Factor take notice of it. When it comes to availability, then yes, because Max Factor was discontinued by P&G from the US market, so it's not available in the USA. But I just hope that Coty takes care of it and make it more available in South America and the US, along with the Asian markets, although it's pretty like known in South Asia. But it would do well if it would be available throughout the world to contribute to its popularity. And if you haven't already made up your mind about taking this foundation, then move on to Aisha's recommendation. So here's a scoop on Max Factor Skin Improving Foundation, whether it's worth your hard-earned money or not. So full disclosure, I was all about this foundation until I did some, research digging, and then there are certain elements in it which I don't like. So not cool Max Factor, not cool. And I'm sorry if I recommended this foundation to anyone, but I have realized that all that glitters over here is just tin oxide and mica. So I'm really sorry, genuinely I am. First of all, I think that Max Factor didn't have to use sunscreen ingredients in it. You don't have to use SPF and makeup because there is a sunscreen, a separate product for a reason. So just eliminate SPF ingredients from it. And for all those people out there, especially I think there are females who use makeup and then they skip sunscreen. Oh, because it has SPF 30, so let's skip it. Don't do that, because you do not use that much of makeup as you would do a sunscreen to car. So don't do that. All right. And yes, I think that in my humble opinion, Max Factor need to redo its formulation and use some skin loving ingredients in it, like niacinamide and pepperine, instead of these SPF ingredients. Although it has hyaluronic acid in it, but with some bad ingredients, the goodness actually like cancels out. So if bottom line is that if you want a smooth foundation but you are not going to play a detective ingredient, then go ahead and use it. But for me, I'll be giving this one a pass. I'm sorry, Max Factor, I'll not be using it unless and until you redo your formula. So peace out. And if you want to know more, then you can go to my website ashiblogs.com. And until we meet again, take care. Love you guys. I'm Cha.